This is the Corsa Performance Oil Catch Can in black, and it's available for all 2016 and newer LT1 powered Camaros. Now, the Corsa that we're talking about here today will be for the 6'2" owners after the ultimate in protection from oily vapors being reintroduced back into your intake tract through your car's PCV system, dirtying up things like your intake and valves over time. Now, the Corsa will feature a black billet aluminum 3-ounce container or canister, along with factory style hoses and a no drill bracket, all for right around that low $200 price point. All right, so let's start off our features block by talking about how this thing will work. Well, all of the oily vapor produced during combustion is basically going to pass through your Camaro's PCV system and into the Corsa catch can here. Now, at that point, all of the solids present in this vapor, basically the tiny little particles of oil and unburnt fuel, will get caught up in your honeycomb or mesh filter up top here before collecting in the canister down below, while still allowing fresh, clean air to pass through the system. Now, this is going to help keep your engine a bit cleaner in the long run, and will add some nice little style points under the hood at the same time. All right, construction with the Corsa option is extremely solid throughout and does include things like the 6061 black billet aluminum canister with a rather large 3-ounce capacity. Now, even though that is a pretty good size here, Corsa does recommend checking and emptying the contents every 500 to 1,000 miles. Now, the bracket itself here, which is included and used for the install, well, this is going to feature an 11-gauge aluminum construction with a satin black powder coat. Now, Corsa does laser inscribe or etch their Corsa logo in both the side and top of the canister for added style points, and they do include a couple of multi-ply hoses here in addition to the factory style quick disconnect fittings, making for a clean look, but more importantly, an easier install. Last but not least here, guys, Corsa does back their catch can with a 1-year limited warranty, just in case you run into any issues. All right, price point for the Corsa catch can here will live right around $200, give or take a bit, making this one of the more budget-friendly options on the site for your Camaro at home when you compare it to other options from companies like J&L or Mishimoto. All right, let's switch gears and talk a little bit more about the install. And as I mentioned earlier, this is essentially a plug-and-play job here for the most part, thanks to the factory style fittings and cut-to-length hoses. So therefore, the site's gonna go with a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour at absolute most to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down on your 6'2" at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a ratchet, extension, 10mm socket, 17mm wrench, and a 2.5mm Allen wrench. All right, today we're gonna be installing a catch can on our Camaro, so let's get started. So we're gonna start off by removing our factory hose. As you can see, it's a short run right here under our engine covers. Now, you can remove your engine covers if you want, because it is a little bit tight. Just take off the side covers, and then there's 4 10mm studs going on 2 on the other side. It's not that big of a deal though. We're just gonna reach in and push our clip. Now, they look identical to this one. Just have a push tab that you push in to release. Just get your hand in there, pop the top one off, and you'll be able to spin so you can get that button on the bottom one. There we go. Just remove that and put that aside. Now we're gonna grab a ratchet with the extension 10mm socket. We're gonna take our bolt out of our strut brace here. Now we are reusing this bolt. We're gonna grab the bolt, put that through our bracket. You're gonna have a nylon washer that fits in, and we're just go ahead and thread this back in, and go ahead and tighten that down. So make sure that it stays level while tightening it down. So now we're gonna grab our catch can. We just have our 2 fittings. They're simply just going to thread in to our lid. Just don't cross-thread it. Get the other one in. Now you want to make sure these are facing forward. You'll see the Corsa logo just going to be sitting in the engine like that. If you need to, you can grab a 17mm wrench and go ahead and tighten them down. It's pretty easy to do by hand. Now we can get this mounted onto our bracket. So we're going to mount our catch can onto our bracket. and I took 3 of our screws out of the top here. They were just threaded in. We're gonna go through our bracket and then into our can. Get them started. So we'll get all 3 of these threaded in. Grab our 2.5mm Allen wrench and go ahead and tighten these down. So now we have our 2 hoses. Now we have our angled piece that's going to go onto our shorter hose here. Just gonna slide that on. This is a push lock fitting. So just push this on, twist it if you need to. Set that aside and put our straight fitting on our other hose. So now we're gonna get our hoses attached to our catch can. You'll see it's labeled A and then B. So our A is the one with the angled fitting. So we're just gonna push that on. The same thing with our B. And now we're gonna take these and secure them down underneath our engine cover. So we're gonna start off with our angled fitting, our A line. That's gonna go on the lower connection here. Just push that on until it clicks. And take our straight fitting and connect that on right here. Get our engine cover back in place, and we're all set to go. And that wraps up our install of our Corsa Performance oil catch can for our 2016 to 24 Camaro LT1 and SS. And remember, for everything Camaro, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.